Hey there, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Welcome to the Udyr ability reveal. Riot gave me early access to have a look at Udyr's new visual gameplay update, and despite the fact that there's every possibility you've already seen a lot about them, I appreciate you clicking on this video, and I'd like to respect your time. So beyond asking you to maybe consider leaving a like, your opinion on Udyr in the comments, and maybe subscribing if you're new, and of course checking out Cycle Apparel, who are my clothing company, I'd like to dive straight into things. So one thing that you may be interested in are the skin changes to Udyr. I don't have any in-game footage of all the new Udyr skins currently, however, I can show you the splash arts for all of them, including Terrifying, Definitely Not Udyr, Dragon Oracle, Black Belt, Primal, and of course Spirit Guard, which has a really cool feature that all of the gods that it calls upon are the gods of his old version. So as you'll see later on in this video, the gods that he calls upon now are no longer the tiger, turtle, bear, and phoenix stances, but in this skin they are, so that's pretty cool. I'm not really sure what one of his demigods are. I know that he calls upon the boar, the ram, the cryo phoenix, and I can only assume that the last one is Volibear related, but you'll soon see what I mean. Udyr's passive is Bridge Between. He has 4 basic ability stances, each related to a different Freljordian demigod. Every 30 seconds, he can awaken his current stance by casting it again to refresh its effect and gain a bonus effect. The second part of this passive is Monk Training, which grants him 40% attack speed for his next 2 attacks, every single time he casts or recasts an ability. So Monkey Stance is gone and he loses some of that extra speed, but ultimately we're given a lot of extra attack speed through fights. Udyr's new Q is Wielding Claw. Udyr goes into Claw Stance, granting attack speed and dealing burst damage on his next 2 auto attacks. Awakening Claw Stance increases the attack speed gained, plus those 2 empowered auto attacks now Arc Lightning that bounce up to 6 times or can hit the same targets multiple times if they're on their own. Udyr's new W is Iron Mantle. Udyr gains the shield on use, his next 2 attacks gaining him health. Awakening this ability refreshes the shield, stacking onto the previous shield and recovers him a large amount of health over the course of 2 seconds. Udyr's E is called Blazing Stampede. Udyr's new E grants him a burst of movement speed. Whilst he's in this stance, his first attack against every new target stuns him. Awakening this ability increases the movement speed again. This time though, he gains CC immunity for a short duration whilst running towards you. Finally, his ultimate is called Wingborn Storm. Calling upon the Cryo Phoenix, Udyr enters Storm Stance, summoning a glacial storm around him, damaging and slowing nearby enemies. His next 2 attacks increase the storm's AoE. Awakening the Storm Stance detaches the storm from Udyr and tracks towards the enemy he most recently attacked whilst also doing more damage. And that's it. I don't need to do a 1-minute guide on this. It's so simple. Like, if you've played or do play Udyr, new Udyr is almost identical except for his ultimate, which almost plays like a Victor ulti that you don't really have to put any clicks into. Hopefully though, all of these new quality of life changes to his abilities make him much easier to play in 2022. Things like CC immunity on his E and some better health regen on his W seem really necessary to deal with half of the cast of the game these days. I have no idea what to think so far because I haven't had a chance to get my hands on him, but I will have a chance tonight when he hits the PBE later. But despite the fact that he will ultimately not be as fast as he originally was because of his loss of Monkey Stance, he still looks like he knows how to zoom, and also it's really great to do one of these spotlights and not have to read an entire novel for all of his abilities, or for all of that champion's abilities, I guess. Udyr is going to remain simple. He has kept his core identity whilst changing his stances from the what I assume to be an homage to the 4 celestial animals of China with his different katas. And instead calling upon the in-universe beings to empower himself. If anybody actually knows like what the first stance is calling upon, if it is just Volibear, like that's awesome. If it is another being of the same species of Volibear, that's also really cool, but I have actually no idea if Volibear is the only type of his species or not. Regardless, I am so happy that he's going to be still beginner friendly, but he still has some room to breathe in today's League of Legends, and I hope you are too. Thank you so much for watching this video. Much shorter, much easier, and you probably already saw everything about Udyr, because I'm going to be honest, man. Trick's got it covered, right? Regardless, we're going to be doing some silly stuff on Udyr later on this evening. and over the course of the next coming days. So if that's something that interests you, some fun, stupid off-meta builds that you may want to try, by all means, stay tuned. Regardless though, thank you so much for watching. Check out the clothing store. I would greatly appreciate that.